the big show, the Big Three DFS show. Today, I'm only joined by the money man, Adam Wagner, but we've got a potential live segment come from, I believe it's M&T Bank Stadium over there in Baltimore, where the third member of the Big Three, Chris Sweet, is for today's Chargers-Ravens game. Probably the best game of fantasy out there, but the money man, Adam Wagner, coming in here, 1st of November. Are you happy to see a new month upon us, or did you like the way October was going for you?
October went well with me, but if you're watching this, you are the resistance. You know what I mean? I was Christian Bale last night in Terminator. It's the only thing I could be walking around. My Bill Parcells outfit fell through. I couldn't. Well, if I keep eating this 5-pound bag of gummy bears, I'll be as fat as Bill Parcells.
They're just gummy bears. I mean, it's not like a 5-pound bag of pizza that you're eating.
Yeah, well, they're gummy. I mean, turns into sugar turns into fat, Al. So. Anyway,
yes,
I had
know.
a good October. I've had a real good October, especially NHL and NBA starting up, kicking off. It's great. It's been well. Let's hope it carries into November, man.
Well, me on the other hand, the reason I asked that question is because I would like to answer my own question and say that, yeah, I'm sure as hell glad that November's here because October straight up sucked, and that's the only thing that I can think is possible because. August and September were my two most profitable months on the DFS landscape. And then, then I go more volume in, and I just sucked in October, and especially with NBA. Like, we all know that this is the sport where, well, maybe not we all know, but this is a sport where I just take names and kick some ass, and I don't even know what's going on right now. I was thinking about it in preparation for the show, and I was thinking – maybe like the sleepers that I have, I'm picking them too early. Like they're still snoozing, just lying around in the weeds. And then, at some point they'll come to fruition. My word. And
your word.
And, I just think I may be a little too early on some guys,
Well, no, I don't know. I just think, I really attribute all of it being to the beginning of the season. Sure. People still trying to get in the flow, people trying to get their wind up, getting minutes. You still see restricted minutes for superstars right now in this beginning of the season. Wait until some chemistry gets kicked in. You had some shuffling going on around the league this NBA season, the off season. I think your sleepers are on point, man. I'm not going to start doubting you now. It made me some money last year. I'm not. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying, Padre?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, I'm not doubting anything. It's just, I want to freaking win. I got to win in a 50-50 this year, and that's it. I am going up against some of the big boys in some of these, higher dollar tournaments. So maybe that has something to do with it, but maybe I got to bring down the entry fees down a little. But
I've been thinking about this a lot, man. We do research, right? We do not – everything that we do is manual. We don't have these algorithms that all these brain wonders go to, boy wonders go to school to learn how to create. Right. The stuff that we do is research and pretty much watching and studying game film. We are not computers. So basically when we submit our lineups, we have to have the perfect optimal lineup that night, each and every night. Right. We do this shit. We're real. You know what I'm saying? Like
we real. We really real.
We do it for pretty much the love of the game. And, it's a hobby. It's more than a damn hobby. We've made this our careers, so to speak. And we just love talking about it. And the people that put the machine to work is kind of like the black eye on our industry, and I don't know. I've been trying to come around this for a while now, man. We're gonna have to have perfect lineups every night. So I love the challenge. Bring it on because I feel like we're the best out there. So
yeah, I just like to use someone else's money instead of my own.
Well, hey man, you had a good run for a long time. I still put you on other people's money right now.
Yeah, baseball was the one, and it was funny because I remember we were talking at the beginning of the season. I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to do baseball. I might just save up the money until basketball season. Right. Hell, it gave me more money to play with for basketball season.
Yeah, it kind of worked in, for me the same way. I started taking a little bit of a hit at the end of the baseball year. I had a good rollover from NBA into MLB, and then. I was kind of like, who just went cold after. I was kind of like the Todd father, man. After after the All-Star break, man, I started and then it back up. So,
or you could basically could have said anybody that was in the home run derby. So that could have been the Todd father. That could have been Jock Peterson. That could have been Pujols. That could have been whoever. I mean, there were a lot of guys.
All the Homer boys.
You know what's crazy? Baseball really doesn't even have an off season. Like as soon as their season's done, it's like right back to it. You know,
it's like NASCAR, man. NASCAR might be the longest sport of all time.
I don't want. It just made me think of Budweiser, and I hate Budweiser. All right, let's get into some football. That is why we are here. I guess if we're gonna start it out, on Wednesdays we do the lock sleeper wild card. Sundays it's a free for all. We just go throughout the profitable games that you can target in the over the slate. So if we got to start, I think we got to start with my own damn team here, who's probably gonna get drubbed out of their mind. Atlanta, 8-point favorite at home today against my beloved Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Over under set at 48. And if I'm thinking, who I'm playing in this one, it's pretty much all on the Falcons side of the ball. But Mike Evans does come as a nice play here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They should be down. They should be getting the tail kicked in. Especially with Vincent Jackson being doubtful today. Louis Murphy, he's out for the rest of the season with an ACL injury. It's basically Mike Evans and a bunch of guys wearing receiving gloves. But I do think there is some value here. I'll get to that in a minute, but talk about the Falcons in this one for a second.
Well, I will. I just want to ask one, before I forget about Mike Evans.
Sure.
Do you think that's going to play into a bad thing for Mike Evans, just being the only guy out there, him being the only solo receiver out there? He's going to get a lot of targets, but will the defense key on him? Should fantasy goers that play Mike Evans today, should they maybe bench him for a better pick, maybe like Randall Cobb or something like that is on their bench and they're having a scenario problem?
No, all Mike Evans today. Load him up, lock and load him. And I got a great play here for you from Tampa. I'm not sure. Do you have FanDuel pulled up right now?
I do not. I have a beer pulled up right
now. Well, on DraftKings, there's a guy that goes by the name of Deontia Dye. Basically, he's got the last name spelled like Jermaine Dye, D-Y-E. Minimum price here on DraftKings. The guy actually ran a 4.340 on Pro Day. He even caught a touchdown last week for the Buccaneers. But this is a great spot for value that we can go here. So if you don't feel comfortable in that Mike Evans situation and you think he's going to get locked up on, well, Deontia Dye. I'm just going to call him Dye. Deontia. We'll just call him that. But, this is a guy who's got blazing speed.
Let's call him DD.
DD. Double D. And now, if you think that situation with Evans is going to work, this is a great punt play right here. Minimum price. I can see us being the flex play of the day right here. And again, I'm looking at the Tampa Bay wide receiving core. We got Russell Shepard, who's also there. He's got a hamstring injury, so we're not sure. He's probable to play, but he's not going to have that same burst. I'm a little upset that I didn't get a call to go play receiver for the Buccaneers this year because if you remember last week we were talking about my red zone proficiency in the touch league the last couple of years. So I don't know why I didn't get called in.
Well, maybe they saw you up in Jersey, and maybe they saw that you had ties to the Giants or the Jets. So.
But I don't. Guys, look, I could still get to Atlanta, within
here, flying down. You guys got a multi-million-dollar football team. Fly this man down. Pull him out of that city. Get him out of there.
Listen, I'm not too far.
Get him closer to Austin. Damn it.
I'm not too far from Teterboro. I can make it there within the hour. Come on, man. Come on. Just give me the chance. I promise. But yeah, D-Dye, double D. Make sure you got him in there as a flex play on DraftKings. I think there's unbelievable value right here. We should always be looking at this guy.
I'll check him out, especially for the Millie maker there.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Hey, you know what?
He won't be.
Don't play the guy. Don't play the guy.
He won't be owned. You know what I'm saying? So
oh God, no.
Yeah, I'll definitely check him out. Give him a look. I'll have to do a little bit more research on this joint.
4.340. 4.340.
4.340. Dion speed, kid. Dion speed.
Shout.
Anyhow, man, on the other side of this ball, I think the key lock is obviously, Julio Jones. I think you and I talked about this earlier this week. A lot of people are going to be, feasting their eyes on Donta Freeman. Good, let him. I don't think he's going to do that well. Well, we're advising you not to, but if I'm going against you in a contest, go ahead and take him. But we're staying away from him. I'm staying away from him at least. I think that Tampa Bay front four is pretty stout. Like you started talking about earlier. They do good work. They're letting up a little bit of yardage on the ground or in the air, I would say. That's why I think
a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to be kind. You're on the air.
Yeah.
Screw feelings, man. Let's be real. Yeah. No, Atlanta's giving up some yards, man. They're giving up some yards, and I think Jameis Winston's going to take advantage of that. I see a shootout, maybe. I definitely see Atlanta on top, and they're going to get on top by way of the air via Matty Ice and Julio Jones.
Yeah, I like Matt Ryan on FanDuel. Not necessarily on DraftKings. I think we've seen that you can get away with having a guy like Hoyer. Like Brady had a huge day last week, and he only had, 35 points, I believe, on DraftKings. So, I'm not spending up, even though Matty Ice is only 7,100. There are some good plays for a lot cheaper today. So, I'm not even worried about it. But, yeah, Matty Ice on FanDuel today, pair him up with Julio Jones. Not necessarily sure of the prices because I'm a DK guy, but I believe that's a tremendous matchup. They can get busy real quick. Hankerson's out in this one too. So, I can even have a little bit of Roddy White.
Matty Ice is 8 Gs. 8 Gs on FanDuel.
Yeah, lock and load it, kids. Lock and load it. And then, Roddy White actually comes in as a nice play, especially on DK2, 3,900. And then back to Devonta Freeman. If this game script goes anything like I think it will, then Devonta Freeman should have a lot of chances to rush the ball. Tevin Coleman is back in the mix. That's not that big a deal, but if they get up, you can maybe see Freeman taking a little bit of a breather. He's going to catch passes out of the backfield, especially with Hankerson out. They're going to need some extra targets, but I'm probably avoiding Freeman for the second week in a row, but it's just, it's more about how I see this game script going. Right. And yes, Tampa Bay is good against the rush, but, that still doesn't – that's not the thing that takes me off of Freeman. I just think that, Atlanta could open this up real quick and, Tampa can go one-dimensional on defense, probably stop them a bit. And, they already are good stopping the run as it is already. So
that's what I'm seeing.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll have some Freeman, but it's not my favorite play of the week. Maybe in a 50-50 or something like that. For the 1 o'clock only.
FanDuel, I can't have him. He's too expensive. There's more assets that you can get at that price. I mean, you can. There's a lot better running backs out there, which we'll get to, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And, we want to see some close games today. And that line on the Tampa-Atlanta game actually went up to 8, so not a good sign for my Bucks again. Doug Martin, actually not a bad play either, 5,500 on DK. Yes, the game's going to be out of hand, but, for 5,500, Atlanta has a very weak run D. And, again, there's also the chance that Tampa Bay just tries to run clock, since, their receiving situation's kind of messed up. But, again, I don't trust it, but if you want to go for it, go ahead. All right, I think we touched every single base from that game. Yeah, no.
Yeah, we did. I'm getting a little bit of a static in the background, man.
All right, I don't know what that could possibly be, but I do have a ton of Rice Krispie treats left over from Halloween.
It sounds like somebody eating a lot of Rice Krispie treats, as a matter of fact.
Oh, no, nobody was doing that. I hardly had any trick-or-treaters last night, so all good. Tons of Rice Krispie treats left over. All right, let's get to Minnesota-Chicago. Vikings 1.5-point favorite here at Soldier Field. 42.5 is the over-under. Lots of fantasy goodness here. Wags, who's your top play from this one?
I like Diggs, man. I like Diggs. You said Vikings, right?
Oh, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, you said Vikings, right?
Right.
Yeah, where's the man blowing it? Where's the Viking guy that asked for that huge contract, right? Did you hear this story?
I did.
Did you hear the story about the mascot that asked for a multi-million-dollar contract?
I sure did.
Oh my God. Well, anyway, where has this guy been all his life? Well, he doesn't need him anymore because Stephon Diggs is making the Viking, just leading the charge. Past couple of weeks, man, this kid has been on fire. The Maryland Terrapin, get him in your lineup, dude. He's got wheels. He's going to be smoking that depleted Bears defense. I like this guy. Teddy Biz is going to be throwing it to him. I'm not going to spoil the rest of the goodie basket here. I'll let you touch on this guy a little bit more, but I mean, this guy, he's been getting you nothing but points. I think 20 points last week in FanDuel. I don't know what he jacked you up on your DK. I'll let you cover that. But this guy he's legit. He's proven himself that he's a solid wide receiver. He surpassed Mike Wallace, I believe, as the number one. And Charles Johnson has not been seen on the field for the Minnesota Vikings. I look for Stephon Diggs to get busy. Let me check his price on FanDuel right now. Dude is nasty. Coming in.
Anyone?
6,700. 6,700 on FanDuel. You got to get him in your lineup, man.
6,700. Well, Diggs, at least 6 catches in the last 3 weeks. I don't know what they were thinking the first 3 weeks with Stephon Diggs. They're like, you're not ready yet. And then he was like, forget you guys. I am ready. Also gone over 100 yards in the last 2 weeks against KC and Detroit. Two of the better defenses in the league, the complete opposite of this section. 2 of the worst defenses in the league.
Right.
Now, yeah, I mean, 4,800. You can see his price getting clicked up each week on DraftKings. He's at 4,800, like I just said there. Yeah, still a good play. Now, I don't know necessarily that he's the number one receiver, but he's definitely the number one option. The fact that he's able to, get going in the slot and, just face, Teddy Biz. He loves this guy.
He's got speed, man, and speed kills. I know everyone has speed in the NFL, but he's got exceptional speed. So he definitely can pull away from defenders. Peanut's not there anymore, for the Chicago Bears, and that defense was falling off, and he was the only thing keeping them there. That defense is done now, man. Chicago needs to revamp it, do something, and it's not going to happen this week. Stephon Diggs gets busy with Teddy Biz.
Yeah, I like that play a lot. On the other side of the ball, I think Martellus Bennett is the one play that we can all agree on. He's got a tremendous matchup today. The Vikings 26th against the tight end position. Bennett, he's been looking for a big game here in the last couple weeks. Hasn't scored a touchdown since week 4 against Oakland in a game which he had 25 DraftKings points. Opening week, he had 16. Last week he had his 6 catches against the Lions, didn't get in the end zone, but not last week, 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, because of the bye week. But yeah, Bennett's a tremendous play here against the Vikings. I would recommend we'll get to him later, but maybe Bennett could be your flex play. Maybe we can talk about double die. He could be your flex play, but I really like Bennett a lot from Chicago today.
Yeah, Minnesota is terrible at covering the tight ends. You saw what Ebron did to him last week on limited action. I look for Bennett to get busy here, especially being one of Jay Cutler's favorite targets.
For sure. All right, now we got to my team, the Tampa Bay Bucks. We'll get to your team, Wags. The New York Giants, 3-point underdogs today in the Superdome, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, and also the Hurricane Katrina shelter. Over under 51 in this one is actually the highest total on the board today.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I agree.
Again, fantasy goodness. This is why we're going over the games. There's a reason why we're not going over Arizona, Cleveland. Right. But yeah, talk about your boys first, Wags.
It's gonna. Well, you've seen what the San Diego defense can't do, and that's cover people on, for passing. They're allowing 275 yards to the air. I look for Eli Manning to just have an enormous day on that. Touching with Odell Beckham Jr. Hamstring's been a little banged up, but this guy's a gamer, man. He's always ready to go. He's pricey. Let's check his price on FanDuel. Going to cost you a nice pretty penny. Obviously, 8,700, one of the top tier receivers out there, but he's worth it. He's going to shred this defense up for the New Orleans Saints. the Giants don't have a running game, so get this guy in your get any wide receiver from the Giants in your lineup. If you can budget it well, though, definitely OBJ is my number one. He's the guy that has to be in your lineup if you want to have a tremendous combo with Eli Manning. If you have Eli Manning as your quarterback, put this guy in your lineup. It's going to be a nice benefit for it.
For sure. Now, on the Saints side of the ball, definitely Drew Brees in play. Giants defense, not exactly it's something that we should avoid.
They're worse than the Saints.
Yeah, they're not something that we should avoid by any means necessary. Drew Brees hasn't had that huge day yet, so this could very well be it. I believe the highest total he's amassed thus far in terms of yards, he did have the 355 against Arizona, the 359 against Dallas. Philly went over.
You see the over-under at 51, man. They're not going to be playing tiddlywinks. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be throwing the ball, man. They're not going to be – well, Mark Ingram's going to get busy. That's for sure.
Yeah. Here's my thing with Mark Ingram. Great source of catches out of the backfield, but he always gets douched out down on the goal line.
This dude Robinson is tearing him up on the goal line, man. Come on, give his brother some love, man.
So he makes me a little skeptical to play him. Like, I don't think on a milli maker I want Ingram. Potential.
But for league play, definitely. 50-50 play, definitely. Yeah, Ingram's a good pick for. He's not going to be doing his damage on the ground. Giants pretty stout rushing defense. I would definitely say, though, Drew Brees is, the check down has become Drew Brees' first progression with the quarterback's progression. So as soon as he drops back, look for Ingram to scorch this diminished Giants defense. Yeah, that can't cover passing yards, being at 288 yards per game. And guess what? Most of that is done over the middle and out of running backs through the backfield. They can't cover the flanks. They can't cover the flats. The hook to curl zones, there's no one there to cover. Right. Get him in your lineup.
Yeah, let's also talk about Benjamin Watson since, tight ends are the kryptonite here for the Giants defense. Benjamin Watson, 3,500 today on DraftKings. The huge game that he had against Atlanta, that was at home. Don't know necessarily if he's a homebody kind of guy, but he did have his big game there at home. Giants defense,
his time to shine. I don't know.
Giants defense pretty damn bad against the tight end, so Watson in a great spot here. Now, who do you like more, Bennett or Watson here?
I'd like. Damn. See, I don't know because Bennett's done it on a more consistent level. Like you just said, Watson. Half his points comes from one game, so that. Out of Witten, every tight end that has gone up against the Giants has had big games. I see that too playing with Watson. That definitely plays out or comes to fruition like you like to use. Watson, yeah, I go Watson. Okay. I go Watson. Well, either way, I'll tell you what. I say Watson because Watson is 5,400. That leaves you a lot more of a budget to operate with and get a better dynamic receiver. Yeah, I say Watson. Go with Watson. I'm saying it. You asked me, you put me on the challenge, brother. I give it to you. Watson.
You gonna get it, man. All right.
You gonna get it.
Yeah, so great plays in that game. Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. I like this one a lot. Where the hell are we here on the line? Oh, yeah. Cincinnati, 1-point favorite. We got ourselves an over-under of 48.5. This is the return of the biggest clock in all the land, Big Benjamin. He's finally back in this game. Watching a little bit here on NFL Insiders or whatever the hell show they got going on ESPN. He's back in the mix. I don't know if I recommend playing Ben today in the daily fantasy game. I actually have him in a season-long league, but I also have Phillip Rivers on the same team. I know, great problem to have. Thank you for my amazing drafting skills.
For you.
But
what league is?
But yeah, that is my main league, the one that I have in Bayonne with all the guys I played basketball with.
That's a great draft, dude.
One of my best friends. Yeah, well, hey, you know what it was? My best friend who was sitting all the way at the end of the other draft, he thought he was going to, draft all his position players and, get stuck with Phillip Rivers. Not so fast, my friend. I pulled a quick one on him.
Hey, Lee Corso, little QB scamper.
I thought I would use him as trade bait a little bit, but I like rocking with two surefire quarterbacks.
I rock. Sometimes I'll go 3 quarterbacks just for trade bait because somebody's always getting banged up, man.
Oh yeah. And I'm glad I went with it that way because it's like, all right, well then Roethlisberger goes down. Oh, I got Phillip, and then the one week
that's an unforeseeable thing too, man. Roethlisberger hurt. That just doesn't happen.
And then the 1 week
he gets nicked up, but I mean he's Big Ben for a reason, dude. He stays in there. Well, this is probably one of the most exciting games for me to watch. The Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game. I think Vegas is telling us to pick them. What do you pick here, man? The Steelers are another dimension when they're a different ball team. They're a different ball team when Ben Roethlisberger's in here. Banged up or not, man. This guy, he wills this team to win. You think Tebow knows how to will people to win? Roethlisberger wills the Steelers to win. And he completes the other dynamic receiving core of this Bryant, Wheaton, and Brown, trio, man. This is remember back in the 80s, man, with the Oilers, with Warren Moon and Givens and man, the names are eluding me right now. But anyways, I look at this trio as kind of like that as well, almost like the posse. You know what I mean, with the Redskins posse in '91, man. Well, Le'Veon Bell completes this posse coming out of the backfield. It's a great dynamic, man. I can't wait to see it. And you got Dalton coming in to Pittsburgh. They're a terrible defense, giving up yards per the air. It's going to be a great one, man. This is a game that I can't wait to watch, man. 1 o'clock, let's go. Let's go.
Oh, yes, indeed. Big play that I really like here, definitely Le'Veon Bell. The Bengals, if they do have an Achilles on the defensive end, this is it right here. Bell looking to get busy, especially with Roethlisberger. I mentioned this on Wednesday. I don't think that Pittsburgh's going to try to do too much with Roethlisberger. So all the passes that Roethlisberger does complete, well, they're probably going to be short ones to AB. They're going to be short ones to Le'Veon Bell. And I'm sure you can mix in a deep ball somewhere here and there with Martavis Bryant.
Well, that'll open that deep ball up, brother.
Yeah. I mean, and again, that same league where I got Roethlisberger and Rivers, I got Antonio Brown there as my first round pick. So it's about time. I've been struggling here. I'm still in first place, but I need that.
You've seen the league start to catch up to you. Well, that's not good, man. We got to keep that separation, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Easy. It's a 5-way tie for first place, but I have the most points, so I am first place. Everyone can suck it.
Well, there you have it, man. You got to keep it up, though. Got to separate it, man. You got to be the wolf pack. Separated from the wolf pack.
One-man wolf pack. But yeah, definitely love Le'Veon Bell in this. He will run you a solid 8,300. I mean, if you were thinking about Deonta Freeman, I can give you a million reasons why not. I think I did at the beginning of the show. So Le'Veon Bell, definitely get him in your lineups. He's going to have a very, very productive day today. Probably one of those 40-point games. Yeah, I can just see him running absolutely wild today on this Cincinnati team. Now, who else? I mean, Antonio Brown, I don't know if he's an option yet. Yeah, I think he's going to have a lot of high-volume number of catches, but are they going to go for much? I don't know. Probably not. But, yeah, if I had to pick anybody from the Steelers today, it's definitely Le'Veon Bell.
Well, I mean, I was walking out on Halloween last night. I thought it was going to be terrible just because I can't stand clusters of kids running everywhere.
I just can't stand kids in general, so I feel
right. Especially with me being such a worry wart when my kid out there. Hey, be careful. You know what I mean? Like I'm like old Mother Goose or whatever. I will never. God forbid if I ever had a daughter. If I ever had a daughter, it would just be awful. I feel bad for my son already. I'm just smothering him. I can't let him breathe. But anyhow, so we're walking, and I'm graced by the presence of a man that knows how to speak football. And when that happens, it just makes your night a lot better. Yeah. So we start talking Steelers here. And, AB, he told me that what AB said this week on Steelers radio somewhere. I missed the soundbite. But anyways, AB had a quote, and it was brilliant. He said, if I can see Landry, speaking of Landry Jones, if I can see Landry throw the ball, it's too late. You know what I mean? Like the ball has to hit. I might be the fastest dude out on the field, but I still need to create separation, and that ball needs to be there on time because the league is that fast. Like I said Diggs has exceptional speed. AB has exceptional speed. You know, in a league of speed. So, but that speed catches up. You know what I mean? They know how to take pursuit routes and whatnot. Yeah, you got to have the ball delivered on time, and that's what I think Ben Roethlisberger does. I think AB can still get busy. It's a timing thing, and we saw that with Peyton Manning and Reggie Wayne all throughout those years as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, it's just amazing at where this Steelers offense was maybe like 2 years ago and to where they are now. Just leaps and bounds better.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. It's unbelievable. All right, got to talk about the Cincinnati side of things because there is some greatness over there today. And I guess we got to start with Tyler Eifert. The Pittsburgh Steelers defense really does not cover the tight end position well at all. 29th in the NFL going against the tight end position. So Eifert can certainly get busy here today. The Red Rifle, Andy Dalton is definitely in play. He is at – where you at, Dalton? Where you at, Dalton?
He's in Kansas. He's in where the hell did Sam Elliott find him in?
Oh, shit. Yeah, Kansas City.
Yeah, it was in Kansas, I believe. Someplace in Kansas. Yeah. The double douche.
The double deuce. But Dalton's going to run you $6,000. You rostering Dalton today?
I am rostering Dalton on a roster, not all my rosters. All my rosters. I'm only doing 2 rosters, but I say all rosters in different contests. But yeah, Dalton on FanDuel is going to get you $8,100. Cost you $8,100 for that boy, for the Red Rifle.
That boy.
That boy from TCU. That horned frog boy. Yeah. So this guy. I like him, dude. You know, he's got 1,761 yards on the season already, 14 touchdowns. Pittsburgh defense allowing 276 yards through the air. I think the Red Rifle gets busy. He's definitely going to be throwing it. Here's the thing. Like, I want to say go get Green, you know what I mean? But Dalton doesn't need Green. He can do it with everybody now, man. That's what made Andy Dalton so much better this year. He's learned how to use all of his receivers. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the A.J. Green show. That's why you've seen the targets drop a little bit more. It's because Sanu and homeboy, the name is, why does this name always, Jones.
Marvin
Jones, Corporal Jones. Jones and Sanu are coming out, and frankly, Green or Hill and the other dude in the backfield are getting busy as well. So
Bernard,
it's good. Yeah, Bernard. Yeah. So Giovanni Bernard, he's the speed dude getting busy. Hill's the hammer getting busy. This offense is complete for the San Diego Jesus God, I'm all over the place. The Cincinnati Bengals here.
All right. Yep, it's Steelers 22nd against the receiver position this year in the NFL. But yeah, AJ Green, we can look at a couple other guys here too.
I'm telling you, man, 276 yards in the air alone. That's what the Steelers are allowing, dude. I look for Andy Dalton to take complete advantage of that.
I dig.
Look at this guy. Where are you? Look at this guy coming in, ladies and gentlemen, from M&T.
Hey, there he is. Sweet. He looks like,
there he goes. Just
looks
we were getting ready to talk about the Ravens. Damn it.
He looks like he's under a bridge that definitely took place in The Wire.
Is he under the bridge downtown?
Sweet.
Downtown? What is going on here? It looks like we got some feed coming in from Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, this isn't working, man. We thought we were going to be able to get him here remote. Well, I think I queued it up perfectly just as we were about to get off here. And now Sweet is now we just see his face like he's ready to like eat a chili dog or something.
Oh, it looks great.
It's stuck there. All right, that's fine.
That's cool. We can have him like that. Maybe he'll lag out or something like that. But anyway, you can see where Chris Sweet is at. He's in Baltimore, Maryland. As Al said, where the Wire was at. Looks like he's going to be, up next to, Avon Barksdale and, coming up. Maybe stay away from Marlowe, man. I can see Marlowe in the background. Watch out.
Marlowe. Interesting news since we're on this game here. Now, we'll talk about the line here for a minute. Baltimore is a 4-point favorite now. I saw them at 3 this week, which is interesting, but the line actually started at 4.5. Over under 50.5 here. Now, we know Baltimore played on Monday night last week, but usually if I like taking a team that played on Monday night, it's the team that lost. I feel like those teams that win on Monday night, they're all hibbly, bibbly, giggly, and they don't take their game as seriously.
They got their last steal. Yeah, I feel you.
So then the team that loses on Monday night, they get another chance to get after it real quick. So I guess that's what we got here going up against San Diego. Like I said, the 4-point spread in favor of the Ravens. Over under at 50.5. This game sets up tremendously for some fantasy value. I guess we got to start it with Sweet's Chargers. Now, Phillip Rivers, the guy's just got his hands on the ball. With everything San Diego does, he's involved. We talk about the run game just absolutely sucking for the Chargers right now. This is what makes Rivers such a valuable asset in the fantasy game. Just the fact that he's always throwing the ball. Basically, their runs are throws to Woodhead. So
what's he got? Like 50 dropbacks a game? Is that that's what he's averaging? Somewhere around like 42 is what I clocked him at last week. 42 dropbacks a game. That was on average out of 7 weeks. 42 dropbacks a game, some shit like that.
I wanted to show this because this is interesting. With the projection sheet that I have here, Phillip Rivers is slated to have. Where the hell are my quarterbacks? Who are my quarterbacks? He is slated to touch the ball today 54 times today. The next closest
dropbacks.
Yeah, the next closest guy that should touch the ball is probably going to be Andrew Luck, probably right around like 48. Basically Rivers coming back 54 times to pass today. Most of your quarterbacks are in that 40 range. Brady was at 42. But, yeah, pretty much every quarterback around that 40 range. So, at Rivers, you're going to at least get 15 extra touches on the football today.
Well, let's talk about what he's going to do when he drops back. Those Baltimore Ravens are allowing 283 yards through the air. So, with Phillip Rivers on the season having 2,452 yards and 15 touchdowns on it, I look for Phil Rivers to get busy on this Ravens defense that just seems to not know how to get off the field on third down.
Hey, Sweet, you live over there or what?
Yeah, my phone had like 40% power and it just died on me once I got on, so that was pretty awesome.
Nice. Is anyone still trying to steal your money or something? What the hell is going on?
And me and Bernie had to hit the car for a minute so I could figure it out.
Bernie, what up?
What's up,
yeah,
man?
Bernie just got with Gary Coleman out here, so he's really excited.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So what's the atmosphere like in Baltimore? Did you get stabbed yet?
No, man, no riots yet. Everything's going pretty good. Bernie's one of the only black people I've seen, so, nothing's really going too crazy, and he's a law-abiding citizen. But all jokes aside, we're having a good time. We're tailgating with the Bolt Pride, the Chargers backers, and the Ravens posse, who are in, the Fan Hall of Fame. So we've been eating some cream of crab. We've been eating some bratwurst, chicken sandwiches, some Royal Farms chicken. Shout out to Royal Farms. Everybody knows about that. We've been drinking a few drinks, just a couple. A little bit of moonshine, maybe a little bit of apple pie with Everclear in it. I call it seasonal jungle juice. It's basically seasonal jungle juice. And so we're having a good time here. Everyone's looking forward to seeing this big game between a 1-6 and a 2-5 team. Everyone's pretty fired up about it. So we're doing good.
Fantasy relevance, gents.
You say that jokingly. People are fired up. I mean, people in our industry are like, we can't wait for this game to start.
Absolutely.
DFS of the week. So I hear Antonio Gates is going to play today. What? And guess what?
Go ahead.
I'm rolling out Ladarius Green. I don't give a fuck.
Right on. That's good. Same here. I'm keeping Ladarius Green in the lineup. So
time to be alive,
It is a great time to be alive. It is great, especially if you're Antonio Gates and your legs aren't falling off yet. That's good.
That's what I'm Hey, you have a guest in the car, Bernie Lipscomb. Bernie Lipscomb from Baltimore, Maryland, and he's been all over. He's made his way across the globe. This dude taught me how to dance. This dude taught me how to do, Dr. Dre, The Chronic. This guy evolved me. Anyhow,
let me give you guys for a minute.
Let's hear from Bernie.
Yeah, we'll hear from Bernie in a second. We're going to talk about a few more minutes. So, Bernie Lipscomb was in the house both times the LA Kings won the Stanley Cup.
True.
Yeah. And how was that?
It was fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. It was fantastic.
Why weren't you there when Tampa Bay won the Stanley Cup? Now, I mean, what the hell?
Well, he was stationed out west. He's back out west, Al.
I'd compare the 2 Stanley Cups to when I was at Zontabak's wedding.
All right, so we all know. I'm gonna try to do my job for a second. So everybody knows that the Chargers guys, Rivers, Keenan Allen, maybe Stevie Johnson are big targets today. I'm gonna hand it off to my man Bernard to talk about the Ravens.
All right.
Hey, listen, how you doing? Listen, who I like in this game? I like Joe Flacco a lot. What? Just because. There's no real reason why I like him. I just like him. He is elite. You can't spell Flacco without elite. Don't do the spelling on that. I'm passing back to Sweet because you guys actually have to accomplish stuff.
Nah, not really. Don't worry about it.
No, man, this is a good show that we have people just call in and laugh and have fun with, man. We do advise and we give expert knowledge, man, but we want to keep it fun too, and that's what we do. So
yeah, hey,
shout
from everybody, man. We'd like to hear from everybody.
What's up?
I said shout out to Big Bernie Lipscomb if he's watching still.
Bernie Senior.
Burn.
Big Burn. Yes, sir. So, all right. So we got. Well, what about your boy Keenan Allen here? What about him tonight? You don't think he gets busy at 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I think Keenan Allen gets busy. He got busy last year, 2 touchdowns, but let's talk about it this season. I still think he's getting busy. I don't care if Gates is playing. There's no way Gates is playing the majority of the snaps. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Gates catch a touchdown because, we've talked about the bromance, Phillip Rivers and Gates. They're major bros. So I like everybody, man. And he gets to the defensive struggle.
I like the 62 receptions that Allen has on the year, that's for sure, and the 690 yards through the air. The 3 touchdowns is a little daunting, but I think he's going to make up for that today. I don't know. This team gives up 283 yards, man. I don't want to be speaking too loudly there in a Baltimore crowd, man, because I don't want to create hate and animosity against the show. But I got to tell it how it is, man. It's going to be a barn burner for both squads. Bernie said that he likes the Ravens. I'd like to see Flacco do it, considering that I got him in a season-long league and he just hadn't done anything for me. Hey, way to go, Joe. Anyhow, man, you were all about it the other week when you started taking away touches from Forsett. Don't do it this week because I think Forsett gets busy against the San Diego Chargers.
I think he's going to force it in the end zone and not just the butt this week.
Quite possibly. San Diego, your boys in the Bolts, they're allowing 132 yards per game. On the ground alone. That's just on the ground, man. I look for Justin to force it into the end zone and getting more than this 2 touchdowns that he has on the year.
Right, I agree with that.
Breaking news, we have a Travis Kelce sighting in the end zone as well. So
wow, there you go on that AM knowledge. All right, gents. Let's move on to the other games here going on this 1 o'clock showdown on this NFL Sunday.
All right. I guess the next one we got to get to. Oh, look, we could briefly run over the 49ers and the Rams, but there it's just Gurley and the Rams defense, and there's nothing else to talk about. Arizona, Chris Johnson, and the Cardinals defense, and that's all there's really to talk about. Maybe some Carlson, but I'm not heavily involved in that. Tennessee, Houston, I mean, I'm going with Hoyer in the Millie Maker, but I'm going with a little Hoyer to Hopkins combo in the Millie Maker today.
Hey, we got some statics and feed in the background. Can we get that turned down a little? I'm having a hard time hearing you, Al. I'm sorry about that.
I'll pop off here for you guys because, I mean, you've done the whole show without me. I was just coming on, for the game of the week. But I'm going to pop off because there's no way I can kill that static, so.
All right.
Right on. Yeah, I forgot that it's probably you down there.
Yeah, it's definitely
down there in the stadium, man.
Don't be blaming shit on me.
Hey, Bernie, thanks for calling into the show, man. Thanks for reporting live from the stadium.
I'm win big this week. I'm trying to win big, baby. I'm trying to win real big, man.
All right. Good to meet you, Bern. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for calling on the show, brother.
I'll talk to you later. At the Chris Suite, read my values column. Holla at me, all that stuff.
Right on, man. You have a good time. It looks like you have been having a phenomenal time already.
Great time.
All right, man.
See you guys later.
So Bernie likes Joe Flacco today. Does that mean that Steve Smith could potentially get busy? I know what's going on here with the San Diego cornerbacks. They're good, but hey, look, coming across the country. 1 o'clock start. Not everybody's as adaptable as Philip Rivers at these kind of things.
You're big on that, man. You're huge on that. So that's a stat that goes, unlisted. So I think that's a gut feel that you have to have. And normally you're on point with that. I don't know, man. I see a big day for Forsett instead of Flacco. But I don't know who Flacco's throwing to, man. Aiken.
Gotta be Steve.
Aiken's got some potential, man. But I mean, Steve Smith Sr., we've already seen that he does not need to ice up, so he could be out there just doing work to the San Diego Bolts. I don't know.
I tell you what, man. I
normally know about stuff, but with NFL. But this is one that Flacco. Every time I want to go against Flacco, he just shuts you up. I don't get it, man. It's like that Rocky Balboa syndrome, man. This dude, the Italian in Flacco just comes out in this dude whenever people doubt him.
Yeah. I'm kind of leaning on Steve Smith right now. I might have to take a look at that. That looks good. But yeah, back to Tennessee, Houston. I really like Hopkins today. Now, yeah, Tennessee is pretty bad going against the rush. However, no Arian Foster. That's going to limit it to the Alfred Blue, Chris Polk combo, and I think they get it done via the air today. All projection systems that I got here has the Houston air attack doing some pretty big things today. So I think I'm going to trust in the projection. And
I hope the projections are well, man, because that Tennessee defense, through the air, they're only allowing 195 yards, man. That's the only thing that I would kind of be a little reluctant to. But I mean, you could definitely see Nuke exposing the defense for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he hasn't had 100 yards in a game for a whole week, so kind of wondering what's going on with him.
No Arian Foster. They're going to have to find productivity somewhere else. I don't think they can put it all on Blue. You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy. But I just don't. I don't think he can do what Arian Foster can do. The man that I compared to Marcus Allen. So.
Ooh. All right. But yeah, and look, you remember what I said Wednesday? Houston got their asses handed to them last week, so look for a very strong performance from them today. This is how the NFL works, my friends.
See, they have to if they want to keep in contention with
Indy.
with the Indianapolis Colts. So we'll see.
All right. Other game. I'm not really. I mean, we gotta kind of keep it to an hour here, but I guess there's two
Sunday
games.
The Sunday night games got my eyes.
All right, well, let's talk about it. Green Bay 2.5-point favorite, over under 46.5. What exactly has your eye here, Wags?
I want to see what Aaron Rodgers can do against this supposedly, demigod of a defense here. This defense is supposedly the 85 Bears. Let's see it. Let's see the best quarterback go up against this best defense, man. I still say Arizona and Seattle are some of the best defenses here. Denver has improved, yes. But I'd like to see Randall Cobb get busy, man. James Jones has caught a touchdown in almost every game this year. He's definitely one of Aaron Rodgers' primetime favorites. You got to look for this dude to get busy. I think the Denver defense can be exposed, and Aaron Rodgers is the man that can pick them apart. It's November. You said it's going to be in Denver. I don't know how. It looks like it's going to be good forecast there. Not much rain, just a little bit of wind. But yeah, normally November is Lacey weather, as I like to call it. Lacey tends to get busy this type of year. People get banged up, and Green Bay just brings the hammer. But Lacey's been out of shape. This seems to be like a primetime team or a primetime game where these two teams could meet potentially in the Super Bowl, and this could be a nice little preview. That's what I want to see get busy.
For sure. Now, remember Wednesday, and actually the cover photo, well, not the article, but for the video that we had on Wednesday, Randall Cobb. I really like him a lot in this one. 7,000 on DraftKings. It's a hell of a risk considering Denver has two of the top 7 graded out quarterbacks in the NFL. But Cobb's not going to see those guys. Cobb will be in the slot. So unless Denver alters their scheme, Cobb won't see them. And I could see them if Cobb gets going early, but by that time he'll be getting busy already. And if Starks is out for this one too, it's just going to be a free for all of targets for Cobb, because obviously Lacey can't do anything, and no one's going to do anything on this Denver run D anyway. So I wouldn't even worry about it. It will be the Aaron Rodgers show.
Right.
But yeah, I see Cobb. I see Cobb's catches basically being the rushes for Green Bay tonight. So a lot of short.
Someone gave me probably one of the hardest questions I had. He could only pick one of them to put in his lineup. It was Randall Cobb or Mike Evans, and I was cringing, man. If you could take both, take both. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
you can't. And because of that, man, I told him Mike Evans just because I knew Mike Evans would get the targets. I still say Mike Evans. Cobb's going to have a phenomenal day. Probably 2 touchdowns being in that slot. But the guy that I'm looking at on the other side of the ball is C.J. Anderson. I'm looking for this guy. He could have a potentially huge game this week. Green Bay has we. Yeah, Hill. Oh yeah, Hill. I mean that backfield for the Denver Broncos. Green Bay is not that great on the run. They're allowing 118.5 yards per game. That could spell disaster for Green Bay. That if Peyton Manning, which we know doesn't want to rely on his arm that much anymore. I mean, you've said it. He's admitted he can't feel the feeling in his fingertips, man. So he's got to do something to savor that arm going forward. Into these cold winter months. Look for him to take advantage of a bad rushing defense and hand the ball off to his backfield.
Do it. All right, yeah, I mean, other games, Jets-Raiders, that's another game. I like Ivory in that one. I like both Jets receivers, Fitzpatrick. Now, this is an interesting line, too. Now, going east to west isn't as big a deal because, you're basically playing the game at the same time in your head.
Right.
But, so it's, it's not that different. But, yeah, I mean, Vegas loves the Jets today. I do, too. I love Chris Ivory a lot. I think he's going to get –
So do I, man. I'm glad I stole him. He was a 12th round pick for me, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. You
remember that game that Doug Martin had against the Raiders a couple years ago where he went berserk? I can see something like that today.
Well, I mean, Ivory's not that type of a runner like Martin was, but I mean, Ivory he's going to get at times 10 yards, 12 yards, 7 yards. I mean, he's going to pick them up in chunks is what I'm trying to say.
Hey, he's been hitting some home runs this year. So
what's that?
I said Ivory's been hitting some home runs this year.
He's got some home run hitters, especially coming out of the backfield. I mean, this guy's a versatile back. He can do it all. He's very dynamic. He catches the ball well coming out of the backfield. He knows how to shed the first. I mean, I'd love to see his percentage of yardage after the first hit. This guy's probably got a ton of them. He gets a lot of yards after the first hit, which is what I'm alluding to. This guy he's a tough runner. He's hard to go down, and he knows how to find the end zone. He's got the nose for it, as people like to say.
See. I actually, on the late slate, if you're going to do that 4 o'clock through Monday night slate, I really like a combo of Ivory and Marshawn Lynch and maybe like James Stewart as your flex play. I like James Stewart.
That would work.
How you feel about James Stewart on Monday night?
I like James. I mean, Carolina is one of the best rushing offenses in the league. The only thing that makes me a little reluctant about Stewart is the fact that Tolbert just comes in. He's still. I mean, hell, they made a TV show about the league. Or the league TV show. They made a scene about it where Tolbert comes and just hogs people's touchdowns. This guy's made a career of it. You know what I'm talking about? The episode I'm talking about. He's still doing it. He had 2 the other week. Stewart gets him down there. Cam gets, and if it ain't Tolbert, it's Cam putting out that 10-foot frame of his. Yeah. Expanding over the pylon. So or the goal line. I just feel bad for Stewart. Every time you think Stewart's going to get something going, man, he gets robbed. Homeboy gets robbed. TD rape is what it's called. I think they call it TD rape.
Yeah. Maybe they hook him up this week, I mean, look.
He's got to be lobbying for it. He's probably upset. I would be lobbying my ass off. Coach, give me the ball. Ron, Riverboat Ron, give me the ball, Ron. Damn.
I mean, Indy gave up, what was it, to Ingram last week? I think 143 on the ground on 14 carries. And then Robinson had a big day. They're not a good run D at all. So maybe Stewart does break those off. I'm just saying, especially on DK, I think Stewart's there at 4,100. So
yeah. Carolina is rushing 144 yards per game. They're rushing 144 yards per game, and Stewart's doing most of it. Where's his touchdowns? Give the man the ball.
And go figure, Stewart's 2 rushing touchdowns on the season both came at Seattle. So.
At Seattle? Yeah.
Go figure.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, he looks to be healthy. He looks to be getting back. Combined 37 DraftKings points the last 2 weeks. So definitely take a look at that. All right. And it's going to be raining there, it looks like, Carolina. Yeah, I don't know how bad. I just saw the rain icon pop up on the screen. So, all right. We
talk. Hold on once before we. I mean, we talk about formulas. This is an easy formula to spot. All right. You see an awful defense in Indianapolis allowing 122 yards per game, right? Or we've seen that, right? They allow 122 yards per game. Yeah. Carolina rushes for 144 yards per game. We don't have to be rocket scientists to see that the Carolina offense rushes more than the, awful defensive rush or the awful rush defense for the I did it again, the Indianapolis Colts allows. So you see them yielding 120. You see Carolina getting more than 120, which is already awful. They're getting 144. Put Stewart in your lineup. You'll have a big day. Let's just hope he gets the end zone.
I'm sorry I had to start snacking on these Rice Krispie treats, but I haven't eaten.
Go ahead, man. Dude, I got a 5-pound bag of gummy bears that should last me until the end of the end of November, but I don't think they're going to make it for another week.
I got a ton of Rice Krispie treats here.
They'll be gone.
So I'm going to have a feast. So instead of getting like pizza and wings today, I'm just going to be dogging Rice Krispie treats. You're going to see.
Man. Hey, where do you want to go? We got that conference coming up, that DFS the DFS Players Conference, November 12th through the 14th. Where do you want to go to get some chow for that, man?
Oh, my God. Brother Jimmy's, without a doubt.
Where?
Brother Jimmy's. It's right across the street from the Garden.
All right. What's come on, talk. I'm getting ready to go to lunch, man. Give me
a. It's like southern food. So basically, you got your ribs, your chicken. They took the country fried steak off the menu, which I'm unbelievably pissed off. Before I went to game 2 of the Lightning Rangers series, me and my buddy went to right there to Brother Jimmy's right across from the Garden. I'm like, I'm gonna get a country fried steak. I'm gonna go watch the Lightning kick some ass, right. And then they're like, no, sorry, we took that off the menu, and I almost fist fought every single person in the restaurant.
Jesus, just over a country fried steak, man. It's gotta be that good.
That part was made up, but it makes it sound like a much better story.
Right, for sure, man.
In my mind, I fist fought everyone.
Well, I mean, we have animations. You're allowed animations, so I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, it's been a great show, man. Hey, we had Chris Sweet call in. That got a little crazy. It was a little wild. Good. I'm glad to see Bernie Lipscomb, the sound guy. Hopefully, sound and video quality. Hopefully. Yeah, it was a good show, man. Thank you for the little Sunday party. Al, always a pleasure spending my afternoon and mornings with you, bro.
Indeed. Yes, so we'll be back Wednesday night for the
yeah, we're gonna do that. What's up with some NBA? We're gonna get some NBA going or what?
I'd like to. These articles, the people are calling for it. I actually have a fan base now. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's good. I see that. We got a nice little crowd, brewing between all three of us, man.
The world is a little more enjoyable when people like you, I must say.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? We can all fit in somewhere.
Oh, boy. All right.
Thank you, BFS. Now there's a home for all of us.
Thank you. All right, we got to get out of here. I got to do some tinkering, so good luck to all.
All right,
See you
brother.
Wednesday night.
See you, man. Later.
Peace.